Hello, hello. Come on in to the living room. I have a great presentation today on living well. Today, we will be discussing with a group of providers on wellness and the state during this pandemic. And basically, what we are doing in our communities to make a difference in the whole realm of wellness and health. So, I have with me here on Living Well, I have Sequoise Givens, a geriatric nurse practitioner. I also have Dr. Natasha Henderson. She is a family nurse practitioner. And I have Shyma Andrews, another family nurse practitioner. Ladies are all doing great things in their community in reference to wellness and health. So I would like to go ahead and bring them all on the stage and we get into our discussion. What I am hoping that you get from this is definitely some value and take away some things that you implement in your own health and wellness, and also support providers of color that is out here definitely providing you with health and a wealth of knowledge. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on my guests.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Everybody.
So, ladies, we are live here in the living room, and I gave introduction on you ladies, but I would like for each of you to go as well and just tell everyone about yourself, what you're doing in your business, in your community, as it stands right now. Quisa, you go ahead and you go first. Sequoisa. So let's go ahead and have you go ahead.
Do you say Natasha or?
I know which.
You, Shyma.
I think.
Oh,
yes.
Shyma.
Go ahead.
There's a little bit of a
there?
delay. Okay. All right. No problem. Hi, everyone. So my name is Shyma Andrews. I am a family nurse practitioner here in Connecticut. I am also the owner of Optimal Healing Center of Connecticut, where we are an integrative medicine. We are an integrative
going now.
Center. I think she's a little delayed.
Shyma's going.
Tasha, I'm having technical difficulties.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'm gonna go. So yeah, I'm the owner of Optimal Healing Center here in Connecticut, and we do integrative medicine, where I use functional medicine, a little bit of conventional medicine. We do IV hydration and wellness, medical weight loss. I'm also a certified medical examiner for the Department of Transportation, and many other more. So just a lot of holistic therapies to kind of tailor to meet the needs of the communities here. And then we also offer telemedicine services for those who are also living both in New York and DC, in addition to our Connecticut clients.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So about what you have going on in your practice and in your community?
I think that question was for you, Natasha.
Natasha, you're next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natasha Henderson.
Yes.
I am a board-certified family nurse practitioner. I recently completed my doctoral studies. In 2019, I went to the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. I have been doing family practice for about 8 years, and then I decided to branch off into wellness. So in November, I launched my business called Essential Life Hydration and Wellness. It's located on the north side in Jacksonville, Florida, on Glen Avenue. There, I do IV hydration. I do vitamin injections, medical weight loss, as well as primary care by telehealth. So, not necessarily that I assume primary care services, but kind of more urgent care, stand in the gap type of situation. And I also conduct wellness assessments where you may not know where to start. And I'm here to kind of help you to find out what you need to do to be well. And I am also a certified health coach, so I do health coaching as well. So looking forward to this conversation. We have a lot of things that we need to discuss and have in common for our different respective communities. So here I am, Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes, awesome. So, Sequoia, are you able to connect with us right now?
Yes, I'm tired. I had to run. I'm in the country, so the internet is not good here. But my name is Sequoise Givens. I'm a nurse practitioner. I have a private practice. I see patients in Dallas as well as East Texas here in Carthage. I have I'm an accountability and self-confidence coach. I have a book, No Colored Nurses, that's available on Amazon and my website. I have an online store. I sell COVID protection products as well as self-care items like candles, bath salts, sugar scrubs. I also have a boot camp that helps women start their businesses and get them organized and get them in the right mindset to start a business, as well as I also have an online course that I co-created with Shyma, Miss Shyma Andrews, NP to HNIC, head nurse in charge.
Right.
And basically with my clinic, I do mostly weight loss. I do some chronic conditions, but I'm moving into the IV therapy, and I do give the B12 and the vitamin C and the vitamin D injections as well in the middle of the pandemic. So that's all about me.
Awesome. That is awesome. That is everything that to this pandemic, and those are awesome, all awesome tools that
We
people
losing
need.
folks, child.
Is what I was stating. So what I'm saying is that we are offering in our communities lots and lots of great preventative measures. I know we spoke last week sometime about the implementation of the vitamin D. And so tell me, how often are you guys pushing the vitamin D to your patients?
Well, for me, I've noticed just from working in primary care, just doing general screenings, especially for women who are postmenopausal, finding that a lot of African Americans are vitamin D deficient. And then from there, I kind of, was able to expand my search into screening younger adults, and finding that also they too have vitamin D deficiency. So I had my own primary care to check me and found out that I was vitamin D deficient. So now since then,
Yeah.
I've been trying to encourage almost everybody that I come in contact with to either get it checked or, take your vitamin D supplements because it is very, very, very common.
And how much of the supplement are you recommending for your patients, Dr. Natasha?
Well, it varies. So if you are deficient, then of course you have to take the higher prescription dose of vitamin D. So that would be 50,000 units. If you are maintaining because you were deficient before, then you can go to the over-the-counter dose, which is one tablet a day. You don't have to continue taking 50,000 units once it's normal. Then you go to your, the regular standard dose for the vitamin D.
Awesome. So, which means that a first step and first guide that us African Americans need to take is, first of all, advocate of testing our vitamin D levels.
Mm-hmm.
From that step, if you are deficient, and you need to consider receiving that 50,000 BTU injection. Then
Mm-hmm.
after that, you can just follow up with taking that over-the-counter supplement. Now, for those of you who don't have access to that type of care because maybe you don't have the insurance and things of that nature, go ahead and purchase the supplements from your local CVS, Walgreens, and basically double up on that supplement. But take that supplement daily to help towards boosting your immune system. And like Dr. Natasha said, I see it as well in my practice, and I'm psychiatric, and the deficiency is here, even though we live in Florida and we get a lot of sun. I myself is deficient, so I take the supplement daily as well. So tell me, Sequoise, what is it that you're seeing in practice and what are you implementing?
Okay, so you cut out. Are we talking about about COVID?
So
Vitamin
we're
D.
talking about the vitamin D and prevention towards COVID. But if you are seeing something significant in your area in reference to COVID, yes, please share.
Vitamin D really was a big thing, but I started all of my patients on vitamin D, vitamin C, and zinc months ago because I do work in the elderly population, and we know that's the hardest hit. So all of my patients were on that, from the start. And then I recently added the aspirin because we were noticing a lot of the blood clots, and I've started checking the magnesium levels too, because for some reason they're low.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm noticing a lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And so that magnesium is very significant because along with helping with the metabolization of the vitamin D, it also regulates our mood. So you probably are seeing that being decreased because of the COVID election, the whole political thing. Like everybody's mood and hormonal, it's been imbalanced
Stress
because of us being shut in.
Right.
So
yeah, you deplete your magnesium with stress a lot.
right.
You burn through that.
Right.
You should be supplementing with that too.
Yes. So with the high stress of the climate of what everyone has been faced, even especially people of color, because we're automatically subjected to trauma and under stress without even knowing it. We internalize stress
Yes.
because of the things that we encounter, our external environments and things that we encounter just for being a person of color. Right. So we definitely need to implement those supplements because we're deficient.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
One
that
thing
just
I've
takes it
added
back to the
also
basics.
self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like for me in my practice with the vitamin D, the like for people over, especially over age 40, I also recommend vitamin K2 with it because like it brings a better affinity so that it doesn't go towards the vessels, right? A calcification of the vessels.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of
Right.
need to make sure that their magnesium levels are up on board, because when you start supplementing with vitamin D, they will further deplete their magnesium levels, which
Mm-hmm.
they will not feel great, right?
Right.
And it will kind of defeat the whole purpose of trying to boost the immune system in the first place. So yeah, I kind of do the same thing. Like I try to make sure to get everybody tested. Obviously, if there's a barrier to that, then we kind of just go with it, because especially if you look at where we live, like we're on this side of the world, where by the time the end of summer goes, so from October to end of April, we really should be supplementing over here because we don't get the benefits of the sun anyway. And then add the melanin on top of that, being people of color, we have double the barriers anyway. So in the winter months, if you live on this side, you really should be supplementing regardless of your race to begin with vitamin D, because you're going to be deficient. And people wonder why they really feel like crap every single day, is because majority of the time, most of us are walking around with vitamin D levels of 15 and 21, right, when optimal is between 40 and 60.
Right. And I think vitamin D has a little well-kept secret that nobody really knows about, is that it helps boost your immune system. Not only, is it for bone and muscle strength, but it also helps boost your immune system. And if it's low, a lot of people feel fatigued just from that in general. And so, we always think about, take your vitamin C, take your zinc, but take your vitamin D because you need that to also, we're talking about, it's cold and flu season that we're like right in the middle of. We're really in winter now. I mean, in Florida, we were like 31 degrees this morning, and I was just trying to like not have a meltdown because it's 31 degrees. Right. But like when you think about it in the full range of things, like a lot of people forget about supplements, forget about daily multivitamins and things like that. And so, outside of just taking your vitamin C or zinc, vitamin D is really important.
Yeah, because what's an immune system that's not working?
Yes.
You can add all the vitamin C you want. If your immune system is already compromised, it's going to struggle either way, and you're going to be more susceptible anyway. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And so these are things that I think that should be brought to light and educated to people of color, to let them know, like, this is an inexpensive preventative measure that you could be doing for yourself to help put you in a better position to fight off infection.
Right.
Good sleep, man. Power of sleep.
One thing that we do on my practice is I send out a weekly newsletter to all my patients with foods that are high in vitamin C, vitamin D, and things and different ways that they can protect themselves. Because what we're finding is that when we go to the hospital, we get turned away. I had several patients that called me saying they got sent home and told that they were overreacting, and they had every symptom to COVID. So we really have to protect our. One of them was my cousin. She called me freaking out because she said she went to her doctor. Her doctor sent her home. Then she went to the ER. They sent her home. She had like no sense of taste or smell. She had cough. Her chest was starting to get tight. Like she had symptoms of will make you think COVID. Nobody even tested her. So we really have to protect ourselves before we get to the hospital, because chances are they might send us home.
100% agree. 100%.
Right, and that's the important part. Like we need to do prevention.
So
prevention.
Yes.
Prevention. We need to be
proactive.
And
so that opens up a whole nother segue.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Right. But that opens up a whole nother segue, because recently we saw one of our partners live on Facebook talk the care she was receiving, Dr. Sandra Moore, while she was in the hospital with COVID.
Yes.
That was horrible.
So basically, here she is, a medical professional, esteemed, educated woman, and she is treated like basically a pair of dirty boots or something. Like nobody wanted to listen to her about how she was feeling and what she needed.
Right. But
they had their own what she listened to your patients. And I almost feel like she would have been better off going home and having a colleague send her some medicine than allowing those people to abuse her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was essentially abuse.
That was neglect.
And a lot of times they feel like African Americans, we don't have pain. We have pain. You know, pain is what they claim to be the seventh vital sign. And so literally, she probably didn't die from COVID. She probably died from the stress and gave herself a heart attack from the extreme amount of pain she was enduring because they didn't want to medicate her for her pain.
Because what do we release when we're in pain?
So maybe they didn't die from COVID.
Release, right? Like,
right.
It's a whole bunch of stress hormones being released.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly.
I've had several stories where that's happened to me. I actually passed out one time when my blood sugar dropped, and I was trying to ask them to recheck my blood sugar. They refused to recheck it. They told me there was no need. And I was like, I've been eating sugar and food all morning. And it said low. And then when the ambulance got there, I couldn't spell my name. I spelled it wrong. We were in the back of the ambulance, and he was calling ahead. And he basically told them that I was faking. He said, she says she's confused, but she's answering all the questions. And then when he got off the phone, I was like, what are you talking about? He said, you spelled your name correct. And he spelled my name the way that I spelled it, and it was not even a name. I said, that's not how you spell my name. And I told him. He corrected it. And I said, are you going to make a note that I spelled my name wrong? He said, no, I just changed it. As soon as we got to the hospital, I found my husband, and I left. I'm like, I'm not dealing with it yet.
You know, and the sad part is it's not all, you know, white doctors or providers. I mean, I had my own experience with a black doctor when, you know, I woke up one day in pain and ended up in the hospital and went to go see OBGYN. He was black and he told me he was going to have to take out half of my uterus. Sir, no, you are not.
Mm-hmm. It's some of it is systematic, you know. Mm-hmm. Some of it is systematic as well.
Exactly.
Cultural.
Exactly.
It makes you afraid for the patient that
so I totally agree.
Background to stand up for themselves. If a doctor can't get the help that she needs, what chance does anybody else have that doesn't even know what's going on? They can't read their own X-rays. They can't read their own labs, so they have no chance.
But I feel like this is why we're here, right? This is why we're here to raise. We need to raise the alarm that we have to challenge our communities and our patients that they have to be their own advocate, right? And they have to be able to fight for themselves because not everybody will know the lingo, and not everybody are medical professionals, right? And then it's the same thing I kind of tell my family is that if you're in the yes, you have me to call, but there are people out there who have nobody medically to call for reference for anything. So how can you stand up for yourself? First of all, you need to know what the hell is wrong with you. You need to know your medical history. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a patient and I'm like, what medicine the doctor put you on? They have no clue. They don't ask no questions. They just
they'll tell you the little blue pill. Like, I don't know what that is.
You know what is happening in your body, so you can say, "Hey, I have hypertension. I have been on losartan for 10 years. Yes, my blood pressure was controlled until now. Like,
Mhm.
you need to be able, so that you can know when they say, oh, nothing's wrong with you, you can say, this is not my norm. So
Right.
you don't go home and die. You know what I mean? So like we have to also challenge our clients and our community members, like, hey, I'm gonna take some of the responsibility to know what's going on with myself, so that I can know how to fight for myself when I go there, so that I don't end up on the other side of the statistics as well, because the odds are kind of not in my favor, right?
Right. And
So
we also have to be,
Right.
you know, education
Absolutely.
is important. Like, we have to know what's going on and know what it is and what it means. Like, ask questions. And I think a lot of people just don't feel comfortable talking to their provider. And that's why when I do, you know, have patients coming into the office, I want to make sure that they have an atmosphere where they feel comfortable, open, and can be honest, and we can develop a relationship so that you can understand and I can understand. Because if I say, okay, I'm going to give you this pill to take, and you know you don't like pills or you can't swallow pills, then I shouldn't give you a pill.
Right.
So just being able to feel comfortable with talking and asking questions is very, very, very important. And then from there, you know, we can sit down and educate and say, this is why it's this, and this is what you need to do to make it better.
Right. Because it's a relationship, right?
Exactly.
It's a working relationship.
I try to tell all my patients that I don't judge you. If you smoke, you need to tell. Because I've had patients lie to me and say they don't smoke. That's why I love house calls. Because when I go to your house, you can't lie and say you don't drink soda or eat candy, and you got bottles all over the house. Like, I showed up at one patient, and he was on his porch smoking, and he said, "Oh dang, here come the police." I was like, you can lie to everybody else, but don't lie to me, because that changes my plan for you if you're a smoker.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
No lie, I was taking my son to get a haircut, and I saw my patient in her motorized wheelchair riding down the road smoking, and she had just told me she quit, and I was so mad. I was like, I saw you.
I would have blew at her, and I would have did her like this.
If I wasn't running late for that appointment, I would have stopped like, Miss Johnson, you know who you
right. But you know,
I mean, and that's the difference. But to be honest, that's when you are working with a provider that look like you, talk like you, and speak like you. Because then you automatically have the comfort level of, you know, you're going to call them out on their crap. You're going to be like, cut the bull. Like, really? I know you ain't about to do it. Or listen, let's work on this. I ain't asking you to stop smoking today, but maybe have 1 to 2 less cigarettes every day or every month. Right. Let's talk about how we can meet your treatment needs together. You know, I'm not asking you to stop drinking beer all in one day. I know that that's not realistic for you. Right. And so that's what they have unrealistic expectations for their patient, and so the patient shut down.
Right.
And just say and really they're not treatment plan at all.
Yeah. So like, you know, for me, I'm from Jamaican background, right? And you guys may be from the South or whatever. You may have your other Hispanic patient, and you're gonna say to them, stop eating your tortillas, right? And stop eating all this stuff. And you're gonna tell me, stop eating my rice and peas. No. But you're not telling me how I can modify my culture. You're literally just telling me to disregard the only thing I have grown up knowing, and that is one of the reasons why people are not non-compliant. Right. Look, the man's just telling me to stop eating food and eat your food. Like, how about you show me the size that I need to eat?
Exactly.
Now, right? Like, eat this amount now, right? And eat more of the veggies. Like, it's really about education and being able to spend more time with our clients, and this is why in private practice we have a little bit more leeway to spend time with the patient and to say, hey, let me show you what that looks like on your plate. I'm not going to a 5-minute schedule because like this is, you know, what corporate
Right.
states that you see patients every 5 minutes and there's no real education happening, which is how the
Right.
system is kind of broken, right?
Right.
And so you have the revolving door,
Right.
admission, and nothing ever gets changed. And then we keep
Right.
increasing the medicine dosage because nobody's getting better. We're just getting worse. So yeah, that's why we're here.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here.
I agree.
That's why I love
And
being a
that
nurse
is why
practitioner.
we're here,
We
and
get
that's
to
why
blend them together.
Yes.
right.
And then, ultimately, just with
Exactly.
the provider-patient
Because we
relationship,
as a
like,
whole.
right, like we are a team. So it's not do as I say. Okay, here is this pill. Like I've had plenty of patients that come and pre-diabetic or even pre-hypertensive and they don't want to take medication. Like I said before, if I give you a pill just because I say so, that doesn't mean you're going to take it. So education and meeting that person where they are. Like if you are from Jamaica and you're used to eating a certain type of food or diet, or if you're Hispanic, or even if you're African American and you're used to eating certain foods, I have to educate you and tell you, okay, this is what you can do to change it. Change your simple carbs to complex carbs. And hopefully, you can understand, okay, there's wheat tortillas versus eating, regular tortillas that can help your situation. But you have to be able to have that moment to sit down and talk with your patient and to give them that education, because I can't just say, oh, go do this and it's supposed to be the end all be all, because that's not what it is. We working together. Like if you tell me you can commit to exercising twice a week, why am I going to say, okay, 4 times a week or every day? Because you just said you can do it. So that means you're not going to meet your goal.
Right.
Right.
But I take 2 of no exercise, right?
Right. Right. And so, that brings back to basically spending the time with the patient. One reason why I went into practice for myself is because I'm not going to have a patient meal. You're not going to push patients down my throat for a ROI, for a return on investment. That's not why I'm in business. I'm in business to change the culture and to change the dynamic of people's well-being. So with that being said, my new patients will get 1 whole hour with me, because I need that time to understand what is going on with them. I need to look at their whole outlook. I need to put all of that in place to develop an appropriate treatment plan for them, especially when it comes to their mental health. When you're talking about mental health, you're talking about everything that involves them. My mental health patient don't care about their diabetes when they mind is eggs.
Right.
They're not gonna, until get their mind and well-being together, then they're going to say, okay, well, let me think about getting right on my diabetic medication.
Right, exactly.
So we have to definitely spend that time with our patients. And so as providers, we have to stand up and say, hey, I'm not running a patient meal.
Right.
I'm not driving up your ROI. That's, hey, I'll go open up my own establishment. I'll go out to communities like Sequoise. I'll go out and do house calls and take care of people in my community and give them equitable, adequate care.
The hardest part about that, though, is they already don't trust healthcare providers. So even though you're in the community, it takes work to get them to trust you and believe you. But once they trust you, they don't take nobody else. They don't listen to like I have patients calling me, can you verify if I should take this from a heart specialist? I'm not a heart specialist, so I can't. I might not be the one you want to
ask. Because once they trust you, they love you, and your word is bond.
I left. My plan was to close down practice. That was my plan. I was going to close down all the people in Dallas and move to Carthage. When I told them I was leaving, they was like, okay, well, we going to come back and see me. I'm like, no, I'm moving to East Texas. Okay, fine. When you coming to see me? I said, oh,
Mhm.
okay. So yeah, so I still
You
have
got to make
quite a
that
few in
drive.
Dallas that they won't let me leave. I've tried. They're like, no.
Yeah, so that's the same reason that I'm still seeing patients in Orlando, and I have relocated my practice here in Jacksonville because of that same reason. You
Yeah.
know, I have a patient that says I'm their financial advisor, I'm their doctor, I'm their everything, you know.
You like life
So,
coach.
you know,
Yeah.
because we have to be there. Well, you know, that's great, you know, but that just means that I have to really stand on a higher calling and do what's right.
Yeah.
And not just focus on saying, oh, well, this is what, you know, this is what the medical saying, they saying I need to do this. I need to do what the patient needs.
And can
Right.
afford.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, I am big on implementing evidence-based practices, but I need to have that evidence-based practice also match my patient needs.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. My biggest thing is finding the medication to work for the patient that their insurance will pay for and that they can afford. Because evidence-based practice will tell you that the patient needs this medication. But if it's 50, 60, 70, 100, $200, they can't afford that. So then you have to give them the cheaper one and work harder
Right.
to get
Work
them
hard.
to go. And that's the
Yeah.
biggest part with me because I had a patient who I got his meds down to $10 and he couldn't afford that. So it's like that is the biggest struggle is trying to figure
Mhm.
out how to help them pay for it as well as
Mm-hmm.
Right.
make sure that they actually take it. Like those med
Right.
planners, I did the med planners and they was doing
Yes.
real well for one patient, and then his daughter told me that he was taking them out the box and throwing them in the trash. So I was just like, look at here, we finna have issues.
Now listen, you can't throw the pills away.
Yeah, because he
So,
was throwing them away.
But yeah, it's all the
so
barriers that
okay. Right, exactly. So definitely that is a barrier of the cost of medications. So again, we have that access barrier. And so I'm always looking at ways how I can provide those things to my patients and overcome the barriers. So you guys know that as providers, we're able to order free samples
Mhm.
and have those samples delivered to our office
Yeah.
for patients. So for my patients that don't have the money to purchase certain medications, I provide them with the samples.
Yeah.
So very important for us to always look for resources to provide to our patients in the community.
Yep.
Right.
So we are going to close, but everyone have enjoyed this conversation on health and wellness with
Yeah.
these group of providers of color. We are also going to be taking our conversation over to Clubhouse as well, where you can definitely become more intimate, have questions and answers on things that you may have been having a burning issue about
Did we give out the invite?
in the terms of health and wellness. Yeah, so we are definitely giving out invites to our people. So if you are on here now and you're listening to us, invite to Clubhouse, definitely drop your information here on a thread or reach out to us because we are giving out Clubhouse invites.
And they must
So
be
go
following
ahead now.
the form once they accept.
Yes, definitely.
Right. Exactly. Once you accept your invite, you must be following us.
And also,
So
it's Apple
also
only.
following our pages.
Yeah.
And they must have
So
an
it is for iPhone users only.
iPhone users.
So if you are on now and you are needing a Clubhouse invite, because we are looking to continue on Clubhouse with our conversation and just you know, have a frequent visit there. We are definitely passing out those invites. So I see one person here. She saw us. Frida, I have you for a Clubhouse invite.
You said
Tell them they don't want to
Okay,
miss
we got another one.
Come on over. We'll be happy.
How many invites we have? 4?
I also have 2. I have 2 extras as well.
So I have 2.
Let me check now.
So that's 4. That's 8. Okay,
Yep,
so we got another person, Natoya Coleman. Please drop your information there or reach out so we can get you the invite. I know it's a discrimination against Android road. Yes, girl, I felt the same way. I had to upgrade one of my second line road to an iPhone, and that's all I use it for. So you might have to do the same thing or get an iPad. It works on that as well. But we need you, Queen, to come aboard because you as well have great health and wellness. You are also part of. So yes, I must
come on
the Color of Wellness magazine drops on January the 20th.
Yes.
And it will be featuring Natasha Henderson along with myself. And it will also be 10 other nurses of color, providing health and wellness in all forms. So it is a beautiful magazine. And please support us in this, but also support yourself because we're getting out excellent information. The same way how platform pouring into you guys, we are doing it in our magazine. Please get that magazine, subscribe, and it will be out again, like I said, January the 20th. And it is beautiful. It
on
is
inauguration
beautiful.
day.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited about this magazine. Like y'all just don't really know like what y'all about to get in this magazine. Just 12 minds, different nurses, different experiences, just a whole bunch of Black girl magic and some amazing pictures, just everything. Like y'all are gonna be in for something great. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe, get y'all 12-month subscription going so you can get your magazine every month because it is going to bless you, like seriously. It really is.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. Please get that. So it looks like
so I think we just have 4.
So I have it looks like I just have 4 people asking for invites. So I have Frida and I have okay. So I got 2 people that I know that have in my contact. So I'll get them. So that would be Team Beauty Butterfly, and that would be Frida Banks. Now I don't see anybody else drop their link.
Yeah, I don't see any other links.
Yeah, I don't see anybody drop their. So we're gonna close, but thank you so much, everybody, tuning in and just participate in here. Like I said, we're gonna be moving our conversation over. You'll be seeing a lot more of us. If this was great for you and you got value for it, we'll to bringing more information and sharing with you in terms of health, wealth, and knowledge. So thank you all. Thank you, ladies, for coming up here and sharing your gifts and your talents. And
You're
if you
welcome.
are in any of these areas, Sequoise is in Texas. Her and get some of her services. And then Shyma Andrews, you are located, is it Philly?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Where are you located, Shyma?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
So Connecticut. Yes. So if you are in Connecticut and you are in need of a provider for health and wellness, please. So thank you again for tuning in, and we are going to close, and we'll see you on Clubhouse.
All right. See you guys.